everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. It's been a long, cold spring so far, and although it does look like the sun's trying to peek out right now, don't let looks deceive you. Today it's been raining on and off all day long. I just got back from the farm. Hannah's not home yet, so I figured right now would be a good time to install these new LED light pods that I bought off Amazon. I believe they're called Cali raised side pod LEDs. And I am in a Facebook group called JCB Teleskid Talk, and I saw a guy who pretty much completely revamped and added light bars and totally decked out his teleskid. And I saw that he bought these lights to replace the stock halogens with. So I decided that, I'm going to go that same route. And I bought these off of Amazon. I believe they're about 40 bucks a light. They're sold as pairs for like 80 some bucks. So all in all, I've got, 160, 170 bucks into these lights that I'm going to be putting on the JCB. So the front left light burnt out when I was brush mowing. I think it got hit when the tree fell on top of the JCB. And I've replaced the other side, but when I replaced that side, I'm like, it'd be a lot better probably to go with an LED route because mowing brush, with all the vibrations that are going on in the machine, LEDs I think should last longer, but we're about to find out. We've got 4 LED light pods that we're installing on the JCB today, 2 front and back. Now on the front of these light pods, we've got 6 LEDs, but then we've also got another 3 on one side of each pair. So on this one, we have a total of 9 LEDs, and this one's going to be facing, well, this is on the far front side of the JCB, and then the other one will have the LEDs facing the other way, facing out. So hopefully it should give me a more broad vision, a broad scope of what's going on around me at night, so we don't have any more incidences where the tree fell on me. I can be a little bit more aware on what's going around when I'm brush mowing. I don't ever really like brush mowing at night, but during the summer, especially when we're working, pretty late nights, it seems like after dark is a lot of the time is when I get the most amount of stuff done. So I know that it's not going to be the last time I go out with the brush mower after dark. So I'm just trying to think of different ways that I can light this thing up. And I thought of either going with light pods on the front like we are, or getting an LED light bar and mounting it above the lights using the current holes that are there, or replacing the front LED light pods with a light bar as well, and then mounting it up underneath the front of the cab where it's a little bit more protected, especially from trees and stuff when I'm brush mowing. What we've got on top of this JCB is like a bar that was welded on, I believe, at the dealer, and it's kind of unsightly, but I do like having that on there because it just provides another layer of protection if anything does fall on the teleskid like I had happen. Then I think it really helped with keeping trees away from the cab. And I think having that extra clearance would really help if I had a light bar on there as well. We're gonna start off with the front left LED, and I'm gonna change them out. I'll turn the lights on so you guys can see what it looks like with one halogen light and then one with one of these LED light pods on it. And then I'm gonna turn the teleskid around and turn on the lights against the door so you guys can kind of see and compare it a little bit better to see, whether or not they're brighter. So these LED pods are only able to be mounted one way, which I find unfortunate. On the underside here, we've got a breather to keep, for excess moisture to go out. So the downside here with this light pod set is that mounting them the way that I am, it opens the possibility for rain to get inside the light, for moisture to get inside. So I'm thinking I might have my friend 3D print me a cover to keep moisture away from this. It will be mounted up underneath the front of the cab, so it should have some protection, but I want these to last as long as they can. If that doesn't work, well, I'll figure something else out, but this is the way we're gonna be running it for now. Let's get started. I actually have to hand it to the front lights on the JCB because these are actually pretty bright. I could hardly even tell that the other side wasn't on until I got out and looked at the teleskid to realize that it wasn't on. So I think that just the one actually does a really good job at lighting up the front, but improvement is always to be found. So we're gonna put on that other light. I'll show you guys a comparison with the one light on versus one halogen, one LED. And then once I get both the front lights changed out, I'll show you the comparison there too. And then we'll do just a front and back difference between having two halogens and two LEDs to see what kind of brightness there is to be gained there. The old halogen light mount is held in place by one 13mm bolt. Now the JCB has the Deutsch DT connector, which makes unhooking these lights as simple as just unplugging. And the new lights that I have already have that connector on them. So it's literally as simple as just plugging them in. There we go. Now I just need to mount them. Unless I go through and rewire these lights, I'm going to have quite a bit of excess cable, which I'm just going to zip tie back up into the corner where it's protected up here. Now JCB also has this little plug, which I'm not sure what it does exactly. I asked the JCB Teleskid talk group, and they're pretty sure it's a plug-in for a beacon light. So if anybody could point me towards one of those, I would love to know where I can find a beacon light for the JCB, because I think I can mount one right there. Well, there you go. That was fast. Let's turn on the lights and see what kind of a difference that made. Yeah, that pretty much drowned out the halogen. That looks much brighter. It definitely has a much lighter hue to it. You can see over here how the light is being projected off to the side. That's what I like to see. I can probably swap these out in a grand total of less than 2 minutes. It's one thing I like about JCB's lights is that they do make them really accessible for you to do stuff like this. Because I'm looking at this going, I could really easily mount a light bar on top here, which I'm probably going to end up doing at some point. Now this side is also a little interesting because it has this extra wire that I'm also not exactly sure what it does. We have the horn up here, but there's this gray cable that we had to go through, and I actually zip tied it back out of the way because they had it up sticking through this hole here and it was underneath this bolt. So maybe they did have a light bar on this at one point in time. So in the future, that might be my power source for that. Let's check out the brightness on these. Put your eye protection on now. Woo yeah! That is what I am talking about! Don't look into the light. That is real nice. Personally, I'm kind of happy with that. We've got a really nice dispersal of light. I'm not trying to make one concentrated point, I'm trying to broadcast it out as much as I can, because in all honesty, you really don't need your lights to be all that bright. You want to get as much dispersal of light as you can, because that way, you know, you have as much coverage with the lights, because your eyes can adjust to an extent, and that's a lot of what I'm looking for. You know, it's a lot easier to see where the light is more dispersed. The LEDs are a lot brighter than the halogens. But I'm trying to get a wider field of vision. And if I get a light bar up there, I mean, there's pretty good probability. Well, depends how I want to do it. I could put the light bar up underneath and then put these lights up on the roof facing out towards the side. That would give me an even wider burst of light. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's real nice. I like it. Now let's spin the JCB around. We're going to do the back side, and I'll give you guys a better picture of the difference between the halogens and these LEDs. Now I need to open the unopened box because I had already set up the first pair. So this is what you get. You got to put the mount together, which doesn't take much. And they fit in there just like so. All right, let's put the backlights on there. Not me about getting this light totally mounted and realizing that, hey, I put the wrong side on. Huh. Nice little seat here to lay on too. That's nice. This is real nice. They really thought of everything. Okay, let's plug this in and see what we got. I'll zip tie these up at a later time. Okay, let's have a look at that halogen spread pattern. Pretty good. You know, you got a pretty good dispersal of light across the back end of the JCB there. But I think we can do better. I think that's much brighter. I know it's much brighter. Just need to adjust them how I want them. There we go. I got them adjusted how I want them. If I need to make changes, I will, but I think that looks much, much better. Well, there you have it, folks. That should definitely help out when I'm brush mowing this summer. That's pretty much it for this video. If you guys are looking for these lights, Cali raised LEDs, I'll try to put them down in the description, so if you guys are interested, you can go buy them yourself. I'm not sponsored by them, but yeah, I mean, so far they seem like they're pretty bright, but we'll see how they stand up under the toughest of conditions. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. All how farms work. And with that, I'll see you next time.